Go to like
Golden Corral. First, yes, I know we used to eat with Grandma and your aunt. Yeah, first. Oh, I love Cracker Barrel. I love.
Because they think when you get older you have to have shorter hair. No, I refuse.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
gonna be like the lady in the Titanic at the end, and she goes, oh, and her hair's like super long.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
want the
gonna
long,
never.
long
I'm
hair.
gonna go natural too.
we're online, he says. Well, things happen, so technical difficulties.
Yes,
But we're back.
we are back. You want to share this out and all that kind of good stuff there. It might not actually be on the internet as of yet.
Yeah, it's coming down the pipeline. It's coming down the pipeline. There we go.
Yep. You find there we are.
Not on mine yet.
There we go. We've got a special edition event tonight that it's not the easiest thing to talk about, but it's something that needs to be talked about. And so we've arrived here at this
Turn the
point,
volume down on your phone.
and we're just getting it all squared away and all the different, making sure we're online. And sorry about that double clutch there. We started to get it going, and so
They said they can barely hear us.
barely hear us. How about that?
Just everybody here gotta have their volume down. Let me make sure I got my volume down. I'm one of the culprits.
Well, we could hear them pretty good on the.
Yeah, they probably can hear it now.
That was before. Make sure you got all everybody's.
Give it a second.
Give it a second to
everybody.
incubate there.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. How's the audio there? We're just going to check it out here, make sure everybody can hear everything on there. And ladies, would you like to see? We have Courtney Young from the Green Lily,
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
and we're probably going to need to adjust your mic just to go up a little bit
Just a little bit.
more there. Yeah, you can even pull the hand, the whole arm up a little bit.
There you go. just a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's.
There you go. Oh, wait,
Oh yeah, give us a check. Give us a talk.
Hello.
Check one, check
Yep.
two.
Check one. Check two.
There we go. And so we've got our welcome back to you there, Miss Chronic.
Hello, hello, everybody.
How is Miss Chronic doing?
I'm doing great. We're super busy and got a lot of things going on, but definitely wanted to reach out to Miss Courtney. So we're glad that you were able to come on tonight. So thanks for coming in.
You're
For
welcome.
sure.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
And I guess at that point, it's your turn to speak. That kind of to preface it. I don't know how you want to run the what you have to say, and so I'm going to leave the floor to you.
Well, and I wanted to just make a kind of a reason as to why. I mean, I reached out to Courtney because I wanted to let her have an opportunity, because a lot of people that are watching the show may or may not know that last year I was part of a situation that the community, without a lot of knowledge and without a lot of exploration, I was actually bullied, and a lot of things came out about my past, and it got really, really bad for over a year.
Oh, man.
Over a year, and it was a lot of really bad things that happened for myself and Hooligan's crazy ass, Hooligan Bean, and some other folks were some of the people that kind of came from. But luckily that's all past, but I do know how it feels when things are being said, whether they're true or not true or half true, and people kind of jump on, and without giving you an opportunity to speak your truth, whatever
Right.
that truth may be, So, and then when I reached out to you, and at first you were like, no, and then the next day you said, I'm having death threats for me and my kids, and I actually had the same, and I was stalked from a guy in Texas to the point where it got really, really bad. So it was probably one of the blackest, darkest times of my life. Got very depressed over it. And so if nothing else, for that reason, because some people are probably like, why?
Sure.
I reached out to you because
Sure.
whatever the outcome is, or whatever your truth is, or whatever your story is, I feel like when the pictures were sent to me, to my text message for me to review from someone in the community, you know, I just was like, it doesn't have anything to do with me, for one.
When did you receive those?
I guess it was the day that I think John went live.
Oh, that Monday.
Yeah,
I think it was on Monday.
So. Yeah, and you know, I don't know if it was sent to me for, you know, for what reason. I'm married to a black man and black children, but at first what I saw was, I was like, it's a stuffed animal. And then I did look kind of further. I'm like, well, I'd be oblivious to say if it doesn't look, and I'm reading the text, I'm like, well, what is it? You know, I'm not sure what this is. And so me being me, because I don't jump on bandwagons and I want to hear straight from the source, I hit you up, you know. So that's where I was just like, you know, do you want an opportunity? Because then I saw the JKJ live, then I saw the DC live, and then I saw other people making statements and things like that. And so I guess I was just curious, like all those people that were going live, if they even reached out to you, because those are people that you thought were your friends, or at least maybe they weren't your friends. I don't know, because I don't know you personally. The only time that I ever met you was we were graciously asked to come be at your dispensary. There was like every other week or something, we did an event.
Yep, the VIP vendors.
Yeah, where Kid Lennon was performing, and there were all the vendors and all that good stuff. And I had never met you. I'd never been to your dispensary, so it was really cool. And we got invited out there through Chronic Docs. And actually, my business partner, who's African American, you reached out to her and you invited her. And I'm really not people that are in the circle of all the vendors. They would have usually went with one of my competitors, which is cool, but I was invited with Chronic Docs. So that's when I met you. And when I met you, I didn't see or feel any kind of way. And I don't think that the people there did. But anyway, I'm going to quit talking, and I just wanted to kind of clear up why I reached out to you, because I know you're probably like, why did she? I don't know, you know, if the picture was sent to me in efforts to think that I would be offended personally because I'm married to a black man, I have black children, because I will get offended behind things that are not right, and I will stand up and I will speak up and I will be vocal and all that. But, you know, I didn't know the story, and I couldn't see. It was such a... The pictures were like cut and pasted on top of each other, and it looked like it was like I was like, I need to see what all transpired before that, what all transpired after that, for me to see how if I even want to feel or see. I mean, is it appropriate? I don't know, because I didn't see the contents of the conversation, and I don't know what all it was about. So anyway, I'm going to quit talking and let everybody hear what they're here tuning in tonight to hear.
Well, I really don't have too much to say. I mean, the picture was taken and sent in a private text to 4 people, me being one, and 3 other ladies that were started as employees but ended as went through a phase of dear friends, and then 2 ladies parted ways. But this picture was sent back in September of last year. So it's been quite a long time ago that it was actually even taken. And I'm a mom I have a 5-year-old, and he brought it in and was going to want to take it to show and share. And I knew when I saw it that was inappropriate, that's not something that he could take to show and share. So I said, no, let's just like take a Hot Wheels, or let's just take something else. And I sent it to the ladies, excuse me, and just... like, can you look at this? This is, not really appropriate. But Case brought this in, and do I address it? And so that was at, I think the original text was sent at like 8:34 in the morning. So it was,
said, is this racist?
Yes. And no, like, look what Case brought in. He's so innocent. He's a very smart little boy, just like we all think all of our kids are very smart.
Right.
But, he says some very interesting things, so what do you do when a little one comes in with that? Do you say you can't put a monkey on a rope like that? That's inappropriate, and then you're taking their innocence. Like, it was his stuffed animal and on a leash. We don't have any pets that, we have lots of stuff that hang on dental floss, string, rope, taped up from front door to laundry room door, and it was so innocent, so very innocent. And then to get spun, I can see how if it was posted, it was never taken to be put in a public forum. And so I've definitely learned a very valuable lesson. You know, even when you think you're sending something to a friend, be careful once it's out there, once you hit send, people can spin stuff and change it to, you know, to give it their own narrative.
So you think that when the picture was taken by you and you sent it into the group text, it was friends, and then tell us
it was
what
a picture taken in my home
Okay.
with my little boy, you know, I mean, it was, and there was no response to the picture. Then when we, you know, I don't know who all worked that day, but usually there's 3 of us that rotate through. So 3 of the 4 of us had interactions that day with each other, probably for a minimum of 11 hours. You know, I mean, that just kind of was a normal thing. So,
And so, really, it was just you were putting it in there and just saying, hey, what do y'all think? Like, is this wrong of me to not let my kid take this to school? Or is this racist? Like, is this racist?
Yes.
He wants to take the daggum monkey to school on the leash. Is this racist?
and I knew it was inappropriate. Yeah, and I was just showing them, like, look what Case brought in here. You know, like, what do you even say to this?
Right.
You know, just like, hey, I think that's kind of too big. That doesn't fit in the front pocket of your backpack. It has to fit in your cubby. You know, I mean, it's just, let's take a Hot Wheel.
Sure.
So,
And that was when? When did that picture? When was that taken?
that was September of last year.
Okay. So if it happened September of last year, what provoked or sparked this all coming to fruition where everybody got the picture, it got viral, everybody was getting sent it not only in a post, but people were taking it personally and sharing it to people and asking people, would this offend you?
Right.
Have you seen this?
Kind of like shopping it.
Yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, because a lot
Sounds
of
like-
people were taking it and sending
Right.
it to people and asking them, hey, does this offend you? Or
Right.
have you seen this? Oh my God, I never
Do you
really
want to
thought.
jump on board?
Kind of,
Yeah.
you know, or just what do you think about this? Have you seen
Right.
this really? So what happened from then till January that this just all kind of blew up?
Well, like I said, there was 4 of us, and in October, the first week or 2 of October, maybe like the 10th or the 11th of October, 2 of the ladies ended up parting ways, and they left kind of, you'd say, disgruntled employees. I don't know, however you would want to describe it. We didn't end on good terms. We'll just put it that way. And so they were, and that was in October, you know, and then I haven't heard anything from either of those 2 really since that event. And now here it comes out in January.
So nothing
not really
happened to spark it? Like there was no conversations that it just came out of nowhere?
No, when I paid everyone, the 2 ladies, their final check, it was, I took longer than they liked. You know, I took a good full 2 weeks before I gave anybody their final check. And from the day it happened to the 2 weeks later, it was like, you're not going to pay me, you're not going to pay me, you're not going to pay me. And I was like, I'm going to pay you, but I told you I'm going to pay you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was aggravated, you know. Was it a real polite thing to do? No. But I was aggravated, so.
So you feel that the pictures were kind of leaked out in spite, kind of like, or what do you think happened with that?
Oh, yeah, because one of the ladies had threatened I'm going to paint you as a racist for having this in an employee thread. And so, yeah, it was, I don't know, like, what her intentions were, like blackmail, because she thought I wasn't going to pay or something. I'm not sure. I mean, it was just done. So, but really it was so innocent on my end. So it was I mean, if you want to like put it simply, it was a disgruntled employee that tried to use it to get back at me for being mad. I'm not really sure I'm not sure. I don't want to assume.
Right.
But I mean, you don't do something like this for any other reason.
So I was going to look on here because I know I can read some of these comments. Let's see. Gwen Brackett. Do we know her? Okay. She said, we had this conversation 3 months ago, and I begged you to do the right thing and apologize to everyone. You laughed at me and said that you weren't sorry and that this photo would never get out. If it did, you would paint Christy as a disgruntled employee and the cannabis community would rally around you in support. I told you that you were crazy and you're straight up lying. That's her comment. And
Well, there was many conversations that took place after the two ladies and I parted ways. You know, I mean, they had been around for a very long time. So, I mean, but to break it down to very simple, it was a picture that was taken in my home innocently with no racist intent behind, with malice or any kind of terrible intent behind it, and then taken however you want to take it, you know, and then put in a public forum where that's not where the intent was ever meant to be taken. And I know, I mean, I'm 43 years old. I've never once in my entire life been accused of being racist. Never once. I have African American people that have married into our family, and I have mixed cousins, extended cousins, third and fourth, you know, I mean, but still, we all get together at family reunions, and we're all there. When my kiddo was 4, his teacher full time for an entire year was a young black lady, the most wonderful, amazing lady that he loved her to pieces. And she actually came into my home and babysat for me on 2 different occasions. And so, I mean, I'm so not racist. So that's why I'm just, like, I don't want to give light to all the stuff that happened afterwards and why it has come out. Like, the simple, like, it was done innocently. If it wants to be spun and people want to take, you know, I've known a lot of these people for a good 1.5 to 2 years. You know, I've been in this industry since January of 19. So I've been in it for 2 years, known a lot of these people for a long time. I mean, if they thought I was racist, why didn't they part ways with me along the 2-year journey that we've all been friends? And why was I invited to the holiday festivities before when all of these people knew about this?
And when you say they knew about it, so the picture was done in back in October, and September, and so the people are being vocal now. They knew about the picture before January.
Oh, long before.
And so they knew about the picture long before January.
All of them.
All the people that are being vocal,
and the ones not being vocal. The ones sending them out, kind of shopping them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you want to call it. That's maybe the way I would describe it.
Right.
Well, one of the questions to jump in here, and I asked you the same question with the type of knot that was in there. If anybody kind of knows what the lore is and all that, and I asked you about that, and you can give the answer, or that.
I mean, you can say exactly what I told you.
Yeah,
I mean, my husband
it's
can
been
tie
used,
everything.
Yeah.
Everything under the sun. He can tie all kinds of slip, this, that, pull on this. I mean, it was nothing.
And it was hanging Spider-Man in a previous chapter.
Long before, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, just that, at that
which would
day,
make sense for the Noose. Not that I'm.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's for the people that are asking about, a
why it was
leash
on a
is
rope.
not a noose. Well, no, see, you don't even understand somebody's walked you into this and gave it a spin. There's symbology in the rope, which you don't realize is that there's a noose in the rope, which is a different knot than it would be if it was to do that. Now, you said he had a bunch of action figures, which every kid does.
Right.
G.I. Joe.
He
I've
has
hung
those
G.I.
little
Joe.
guys that have the half hand,
Kung
and
Fu
then
grip.
so he straps the dental floss from the doorknob over to this one, and those little guys, like, we hang everything. My whole house sometimes is like a Mission Impossible. Like, you can't get through like one hallway.
Right.
I mean, and so this was just it was so innocent, so very innocent. I mean, it was done and then taken and spun, however you want to do it. I mean, if it leaks out to the cannabis industry, it was a disgruntled person that's threatening to leak it out to the cannabis industry. Why would it, if she thought it was racist, report me to the EEOC and file a claim against me and do it the legal way through the state, as you are an employee that feels that I'm racist. there's a proper way to do that if you really felt that way, but she didn't.
And so we have it. That's
I
the
mean, that's the gist of it. So, I mean, it was a private picture taken in private, sent in a private text, and leaked by someone that was obviously upset with me.
So, are the biggest thing I'm seeing in just the comments is the fact that it was tied in a noose,
Yeah.
which signifies something major in someone being hanged with a noose signifies something major, especially in the African American community, or anyone for that matter that's ever been hanged with a noose. And they're saying that a child wouldn't know how to tie the noose, which
Oh,
you mentioned
1000%.
earlier.
My husband's
So-
tied all kinds of great knots, and actually taught Case he can't tie. I mean, he can tie a slip knot. He can. I mean, he's 5 and he can do a lot of some really neat knots that I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah. But that was a different season. We're past that. I mean, we drive RC cars now. I mean, we don't have toys. That, like I said, that was in September. That was just a season. You know, I mean, it was just such an innocent season. Everything was hanging. We have no pets. You know, it was a stuffed animal on a leash.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was so innocent. So
And the fact that the people that seen that before January, that you considered a lot of those people your friends, why do you feel in January they felt the need to speak out about it?
I'm really not sure. That was kind of the very unusual thing, you know. And it was posted, and I got sent the picture. I think it was like a day or two after it had been posted by someone else in the community, and since then, that's like I don't even want to go down that road, but and reached out as a friend and was real supportive. Like, did you see this? And I get sometimes I'm on Facebook all day, you know, for 2 or 3 days, and then sometimes I'm not on Facebook for 2 or 3 days. So I would have never seen it because it was like from 3 days ago or 2 days ago. So I would have never seen it had he not screenshotted it and sent it over. And I said, oh, funny, it's from a fake account that was just created yesterday, and this is their only post. I said, it sounds a little bit fishy, you know. I mean, so I didn't even take it as, and then I kind of had a moment to digest it, you know, the initial text, you know. I mean, it was unexpected to receive that text. So, you know, after I digested it and had an opportunity, and then it was Monday night that was when it was talked about on lives. So
now that you know how it can be seen, as far as, I mean, sometimes, you know, you can't use ignorance as an excuse.
oh no,
You know, you
absolutely
can't.
not. I knew it was inappropriate. That's why I didn't let my little guy take it to school for show and share. Yeah, I knew it, but you don't say that to a 5-year-old. And all these ladies, like I said, were my friends, and they tasted all kinds of crazy stuff, and like, look, kind of crazy that he would want to come in and take this for show and share. You know, like, to him, it's just his stuffed animal on a leash. You know, I mean, it can be spun. Like I said, it was done very innocently. There was no ill intent behind it. If it were, you know, I would not have taken it and sent it with the intention of it being put out into such a public format.
And now that it has been put out, how do you feel with the way people are taking it? How do you feel now? Like, are you remorseful about it, or that it was done, or are you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's one of those hard lessons learned, you know. I regret, back it all the way up. I wish I would have never sent the photo. I mean, that would have never even put me in a position to have someone who decided at a later date to share it. You know, I mean, so yeah, I mean, and I hate that a lot of people have taken it taken it in such a negative, just spun it so much without there being any understanding. You can take a lot of stuff at face value, and I mean, if sometimes it turns out great, and sometimes you probably need to get the backstory.
A little bit.
I mean, I don't know. it was done so far after, I mean, that's kind of what, if it was so offensive and it was taken so personally and it was so very terrible, it was done in September. Why was it January? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much February. I mean, it's been, well, I guess it was a week ago, so.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, middle of January, so. I don't know. I think, you can spin stuff, and I hate that it got spun like this, because I'm not racist. And I hate that people now, because some people have decided to do this, like they think that of me. So I hate that, that people have judged, or jumped on the bandwagon of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially people that I've known for so very long, that knew about it long, long ago. And why interact with me for 2.5 months? Christmas Eve, Christmas holiday party, why are you even interacting with me if you feel so strongly January 20th or whatever date it was? Like, why is it?
Do you think someone had some hidden agendas or something, or what do you? I mean,
Well, I'm
what
not
would
going to
be the- I don't- I
speculate.
mean, I
I'm
don't
not
know what-
really.
it
I'm not
doesn't really
really
make
sure.
a lot of sense to me, but I mean,
I don't really know.
I mean, I would just be if I saw it then, and I knew you, I would have called you and been like, "What the hell is it? Did you see this shit? What is this?
Right.
What is this?" And then you'd have been, and I'm like, "Girl, take that shit down. Don't do that shit again."
Right, yeah.
And I think maybe that's where a lot of people are upset that they don't feel like you see anything wrong with it. I mean, you've admitted that you.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments and I see where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like I think it was a bad judgment call for you.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely, a very bad judgment call. Looking back, 100%, 100%.
And the signification of the leash, the way the tie was being in a noose, is the most significant thing that makes it look as if it's a problem.
Has been taken to the next level.
Because
right.
it is, that is a very significant type of tie, for a rope, and so that's
Right.
where
Right.
the main issue is, and so I'm just looking at some of these other notes to see. There's a lot of the comments on here, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to extend you a platform for you to be able to clear up your side of it, whatever that may be, whatever your truth is, and I don't think it's ever cool for anyone to threaten people to the point where you feel like you're in danger, your kids are in danger in any fashion.
Well, I was just surprised that was even because that's a very serious allegation to place on an individual in a business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a very, so, I mean, it could get ugly.
Yeah.
In the wrong hands.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Okay. Well.
So, I don't have much else to say.
Nope. There's probably not a whole lot more to say. That's unfortunately it happened, and so if we can figure out a way to make something, find a silver lining in it all, I hope everybody can somehow do that.
And I apologize for it, getting it put out into the cannabis community. That's that's terrible that it was put out, with such a terrible spin to it, So, I hate that for the cannabis community in general to have taken it this way, and I don't know. So, I hate that.
Okay, well, thank you to Courtney Young from the Green Lily and Miss Carrie Cronick for doing a wonderful interview there. We're going to run a Green Bean show. I see there's a lot of opinions and a lot of feelings and all that. We're going to have Monica Green and Hooligan Bean and a special guest appearance with Chili Mac going to come on, and we're going to talk about perhaps not just this incident, but just the whole ramifications of some of the things that we saw take place in the dichotomy of the situation, and maybe we can find some silver linings in there. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right. Peace and chicken grease.
Good night.
Peace and chicken grease.
Cut the mics.
There you go.